Tiz.
I swear to God, I thought I was watching a Tyler Perry movie.
Oh,
that mess was hilarious, man.
Well,
I can't believe this. And you got the audacity to come around here.
that was a lot of good wordplay there. And speaking of wordplay,
yeah,
that leads
right.
to this week's Tiz Tape.
Okay.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Podnas
Awesome.
and people in the world. Tell me why I'm wrong. J. Cole is a great lyricist, but his features are better than his solo works. Tell me why I'm wrong. My points. I have 4 of them. His beat selection is not the best. Outside of Middle Child, a lot of his beats are very boring, dreary, and would put toddlers to sleep if they had no lyrics over them. He's very similar to Nas in that he has this tremendous wordplay and storytelling over these beats that are very mediocre or kind of just humdrum. When he's on somebody else's song, they seem to have better beats, which makes his wordplay shine even more because now you're more into it and the whole vibe of everything feels better. My second point, his albums, because of his beat selection and just because of the fact that his subject matter is very serious, he has a certain type of voice, he has a certain type of cadence. His albums often feel very somber. Like I've never heard nobody like feeling up or hyped or ready for the day after a J. Cole album. It's usually like, I'm sitting here reflecting or, I'm about to have me a nice quiet moment or I'm taking me a ride in the car by myself for a minute, just kind of vibing. It's like a downer. He got like the Quaaludes of music. Like he puts you down a little bit. Your face when I said that. I know that was a horrible analogy, but you feel what I'm saying. It just put you down.
Another Quaalude and they love me in the morning.
My third point is his most quoted lyrics and his biggest verses are often from other people's songs. If you think back to even the past few years, you don't hear a lot of people quoting shit off his last album. What you do hear is some people quoting shit off of other people's songs, like what was that Young Thug joint, God damn it, Meet Me in the
I know you're talking about the
London and shit like that. Like you think about his verses on shit like that where he's on somebody else's track, which leads me to my fourth point and final point. The reason we even got hyped about J. Cole in the first place wasn't because of his first album or his first song. It was because of his first feature when he was on Jay-Z's song and he actually rapped with the God and hung with him and came in with a quotable verse. So even his start was a feature. Jay-Z solo works is cool, but his real talent and his real value lies in his features. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tiz Tape.
Oh man. After we record this and it's released out, pretty much my brother is going to tell you how you're wrong in the comments. I just know it. Make sure you do that.
Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell me why I'm wrong. I want to know.
That's like one of his favorite rappers, but
prove me wrong, people.
If it's a lot of people that feel like you or whatever, and I can't really say anybody's opinion that's wrong, but I can tell you why I actually like him or whatever. But and I feel like he also has, you said the Nas syndrome or whatever. And I feel like with the features, he kind of got the Method Man syndrome or whatever, where
Oh.
he's awesome in features. And
But Method Man's
if you
first
know,
album was a banger.
some people say that. Some people say he got like the last end of RZA Beats or something like you know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
it's like some people think that and then say like, all right, there's like 3 songs from Method Man. Now, mind you, I'm like that's like my favorite rapper, Method Man of all time or whatever. But some people say maybe like 3 recognizable songs from that first album, pretty much. And then exclude the second album. I think the second album kind of like his best album, pretty much, Judgment Day. But I don't know, man. I think J. Cole is one of those artists that he's so in his own world that you just he's just gonna have biased fans, and then he's gonna have those fans that, all right, I rock with you on this one and this one, but this one you're going too far into your world for me. You know what I'm saying? I take that into play with like any rapper, for real. When I listen to rappers, pretty much, it's some rappers like that everybody likes, and I also like them, but I might not like them as much as the mainstream people, pretty much.
I can dig that.
Or whatever. And you could take that aspect with anyone, like these newer rappers or whatever. Like I like the music or whatever, but I've gotten to that age that it's so many rappers out here, and that you really have to say something for me to stand out or whatever. Or you rap about a certain subject so much that it's its own genre, and I might not be totally into that. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. For example, like it's the same opinion like I would say most people have like with a Griselda, pretty much. Yeah. For that fan base and for those people, they are rapping the greatest lyrics that has been rapped in the past 4 or 5 years or whatever. But they still stay in the same lane, in that same content base or whatever.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So if you're not into that content base or whatever, he's not going to be. He might not be at the top. Your top 10 or top 5 or whatever, or your most listened to from time to time, pretty much. And to me, I feel like that might be the greatness of J. Cole. Like he actually stays in he stays in his world. I don't want to say stay in his lane or whatever. That makes him, because it's been some times where he kind of experimented, like that KOD album or whatever. And like it wasn't like his normal lane, pretty much. Like experimenting a little bit.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it kind of like, I don't know, I think you're gonna bring this up later, so I'll just bring it up then or whatever. But out of the 3 majors that come like in this generation or whatever, I feel like he might be the Nas of this generation. And just like Nas in his generation, he had his fan base. They like, you know what I'm saying, they vibe with what he vibe with, and in the music he makes, it might not be for everyone, pretty much.
Right.
To tell you the truth is, I'm actually surprised, like, especially when we were talking about that freestyle and everything, I was surprised that you were into J. Cole the way he is, because I know that much about his music. I
rock J. Cole on a lot of stuff that just doesn't happen to be on his albums. Yeah. That's the wild part.
You a up-tempo person, and to me, up-tempo person.
Yeah, there's a certain rhythm I rock to. I would agree.
And I would say, I can't say J. Cole isn't an up-tempo person, because his rhymes and cadence or whatever is an up-tempo style or whatever. But the keys of his music, the minor keys that he used that has that gloomy sound or whatever. If people are familiar, like major keys, it has like a happier sound, and minor keys, they have like a gloomier sound, sadder sound to it if you use those. But you use a lot of those, and it if you're not one of those people that just like introspective stuff all the time, that's not your cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
You know who did introspective really well? Joe
Well,
Budden.
yeah. Yeah.
I rock with his stuff. But yeah. Face, are you able to tell me why I'm wrong? Or do you agree with the test?
I totally agree.
Yeah. I would think so.
Oh,
See, folks.
he is what he is.
Big bro got good sense.
Cole is good, but he's good at what he does. He has his place in this generation, and I'm glad he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
But his beats suck. I mean, there's no other way to say it. The value of your production is great. It's just your beat selection is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's done on purpose so the lyrics can be focused on more. I mean, I see it can be a strategic thing. I'm going to choose a trash beat so they got to focus on the lyrics. Cool, I understand it, but no, it ain't working for me.
I would be more hype listening to J. Cole a cappella, like with nothing, bare bones, not even a drum.
Exactly.
Than I would doing a lot of his beats on his albums. They're just very dry. It just be dry. The whole album just be real like,
as far as the somberness or just the melancholy mood of his album, I agree on that. It's really not a we're gonna ride till we're gonna ride till we're gonna think. We're gonna listen to these words he's spitting to us. You know what I mean? So I mean, once again, I don't know if it's just him playing his lane and him know who he is and what he is good at, so he ain't gonna do nothing different. But it works for him. I mean, he has good album sales.
You know who else does introspective really good? Jay-Z.
Who?
Yeah. I knew you know you're gonna say that anyway. So.
I mean,
it's true.
All right, give me a reasonable doubt that is not a very upbeat album. If you think about the overall like tempo of the album, it's very much of the tempo of a J. Cole album, but the type of beat and the way he uses his voice on said beat means a lot. Like somebody else could maybe take the same J. Cole beats and they would turn it into a song that's actually sounds like something that would like make you get into it or that wouldn't put you to fucking sleep. But it's just the way the beats he chooses and then the way he uses his voice on those beats. It's just very dry. And it doesn't mean that what he's saying is bad. I'm not saying he's not like one of the top rappers. I'm saying his albums are very dry. Like I don't
You want to know what? I would say the one thing I disagree with his style as far as J. Cole is kind of like the same thing I disagree with a lot of other rappers or whatever, is that when he gets into that melodic mode, for him, for J. Cole, for him, that's where it gets boring. Because it sounds like a lullaby you fall into sleep.
And I feel like he does a lot more of that on his albums. And that may be.
And yeah,
that's a very good point. That is a very good point.
And he wants to be introspective on his albums, but at the same time, or whatever, J. Cole, you are the lyricist out of the big three in your generation. Like, mind you now, there's the big three is Drake, Kendrick, and it's Cole or whatever. Now, if you combine those three together, you would have the perfect rap album to me. I feel like that would be the balance or whatever. Like,
I can agree with that.
Cole brings the lyricism. Drake also brings lyricism, but it's a good mixture of musicality, if I'm even saying that word right. And then Kendrick is like a good balance of like all three almost. Like he can give you introspective, he can give you something to rock in the streets with or whatever. And he may give you like a jazzy jump. Like he's like a mixture in between J. Cole and Drake, pretty much.
I'm so glad that you gave me that comparison, because that leads me to my next question. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, or I'll even put Big Sean in there, because a lot of people, when they first came out, kind of had them as the big four at that time. You could even put Wale in there if you like the number 5. But who you got and why from that class?
It all depends on what you asking. Like, if you talking about...
If you got to pick one of them, which one you picking and why?
To tell you the truth, I'll probably pick Kendrick.
Okay.
Because I get a good balance of both. Like J. Cole, I can get the lyricism or whatever, but I'm not going to get the bounce that I want. You know what I'm saying? Drake, he's going to give me the bounce that I want, but I'm not going to get the lyricism out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that would be the mix. It's always, I would say if I'm alone in the universe and I have one album to pick or whatever, if somebody was to pick Drake or whatever in his career or whatever, they will be pretty much straight, because that's pretty much all the rap and hip hop right there, because he's done it all or whatever. But for me, I think it would be Kendrick or whatever.
Okay.
Plus, I don't know why, but I like West Coast music a lot. I don't know why. Like, it's just for some reason, I really love West Coast music, and I've been
Snoop
I
Padawan.
discovered that about myself.
Death Row Pat.
Well, if I gotta make a choice between those, I'm gonna say 3, because I'm not including Big Sean.
Okay.
If you include Wale, I'm a say Wale if we're including Wale. But if we're just talking about these top 3, I'm gonna say Kendrick on the same basis that I would say Wale. But I mess with Wale harder than I mess with Kendrick, so that's just on a personal basis. You feel me? Like I like his music, and I've been listening to Wale longer than I've been listening to Kendrick stuff. But out of these top 3, I say Kendrick.
That's funny, because I could have sworn Kendrick was like a clone of you, nigga. On the low, sometimes, if you put the right hat on Kendrick, or you put the right outfit on Kendrick, I was like, that nigga look like Face. Almost look like Face. Almost.
Little Cali, little Face, all inside his DNA.
And when the nigga say, all my life I want money and power, that sounds like something he would say if he was rapping.
Damn right. Damn right. Goddamn right on that one. But I'm gonna say Kendrick. You get a little bit of everything with him. And I like the differentness. That's not even a word, so I'm gonna just use it and make it up. I like the differentness.
The differentness. Another Podnas original.
Yes, of just his musical personality. Not his personal personality, but his musical personality and his art that he brings to the table. It's just something different in the days and time that we need. Like J. Cole, he's a lyricist. Okay, we see that. Okay. Drake, he gives you lyrics, but he's more of a pop, and he's more of the LL of these days. appealing to ladies more. Where Kendrick gives you a little bit of everything, but you got a little bit of Southern flavor in there too with that West Coast shit. So I mean, it just hits a little different. It's a little, if you mean, it's nothing else out there like that right now. So out of those three, I'd pick him.
A Face.
Yeah.
I feel like you might pick Kendrick because it's parts of Kendrick's flow or whatever that remind me of Outkast. Like their music.
Yeah.
He got this one joint with Unmastered, Untitled or whatever, and I feel like that whole thing felt like an Outkast Dungeon Family album on one of the tracks. And I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I think Face would love this. Like when I first listened to it, I was like, man, this sounds like some shit that Face used to put me on when I first got it ODU, pretty much, or whatever. It gave me that vibe. And then when I listen to Kendrick in his interviews, man, he sound like Face. I don't care, man. He says it's certain ways he say shit. I was like, man, that sound like Face to me, man. I think they cloned you, dog, and made a rapper.
I gotta watch one of his interviews. Man.
He came out of the same machine that Gucci Mane's clone came from.
Gucci clone.
I guess for me, like Faye said, I would definitely have Wale. If I could put him in here. But if we're going off just the three, since those are the three that Pat actually brought up, I would actually go Drake for the same reason I would pick Wale as my number one. And that is basically strictly off of nothing more than hit potential.
I can see that for you too.
Like, I want songs that sound like hit songs. I don't care what the genre is. I don't really give a damn what the tempo is. There are some of the slowest, most melancholy songs ever that I absolutely love because they're just good songs. The way they're composed, the way the person sang or rapped or performed the song, the way the drums, the types of drums chosen, even like there's just a certain sound that they added to the beat that just made it go from just mediocre to like, oh, this is crazy. You feel me? Like it's just little shit sometimes. Like it's hard to explain, but like I like that. And Drake is going to give me that a lot more. Like even if he give me an album that's got like 18 cuts on it, 10 of them going to be hits. Like even if he don't put them out as like hits, even if they not like mainstream, I went platinum in the streets hits, they going to stream hits. They're going to be the hits that you hear in the club or in people's cars. So like you're going to still hear them. Like he going to get you hits. And I want to hear hits. I want to listen to good music, whatever the best music is. And I feel like Drake is going to give that to me. Now, Kendrick is the best rapper out of all of them to me. That is hands down. And I would say J. Cole is probably the next best rapper. But as far as making music and what I gonna want to listen to, if I gotta go, I would rather hear good music over somebody that's gonna give me that rapidy rap, edible, medical, settle. Like give me the damn Too Legit to Quit then if it's gonna be a hit. Like I wanna enjoy the music. You feel me? I don't need a million words. Like
I think I could
but don't give me no bullshit like that damn Coy Leroy with the pull up with the ooh and the ooh and the ooh and it said ooh and then wonder why I got the ooh and the this bitch ain't got no lyrics. It's no lyrics to that song. No lyrics.
Tiz, she said it already. She said if you're looking for that, for lyrics or anything to it, she just make feel good music.
I ain't looking for no high level lyrics. I'm just looking for lyrics.
Stuff that makes sense. Yes.
She gave me onomatopoeia. Pull up in that right, and I like the cause my name and I got and I rock and I say and I say and I No.
Her dad, man. Her dad, man. I mean,
Her
there
dad.
wasn't really that much guidance there. So, like, I'm gonna leave
Her
that
dad.
alone.
Her dad, man.
You know what? I feel like I like Drake more when it's a Drake playlist than listen to his individual albums. Because if I have a ton of Drake songs that I actually like through his different albums or whatever, but I might not listen to that album because there's a point in that album where, all right, this shit is a little too sing-songy for me. You know
That's
what I'm
real.
saying?
I can
So I'll
respect
pick that. Now, I want to pick y'all brain a bit.
Okay.
Because the way you feel about J. Cole, I kind of feel about Wale. Like
I don't have nothing to say, but you're wild.
I know.
You
And I
took the
brought
wrong
this up
with
because I
me.
feel like because both of y'all like him, I feel like this would be great. But all right, I feel like Wale to me, I feel like Wale show out more when he is featured also. Like to me, I've when it comes to his albums and songs like that, I just feel like they not clicking to me or whatever. That's just me. Now,
I got the rebuttal for this. This easy.
Some songs he has or whatever, I fuck with, but it's like it's some songs, it's some features that I hear him on, and I say to myself, "Yo, I just want that on his album or whatever." I want rapidy ass Wale on his album, pretty much. But like I said further, it might not just be my cup of tea.
Understood. My rebuttal to that would be, for one, you're wilding. For two, respectfully, Wale doesn't have a lot of features.
Mm-hmm.
So where we can even really compare it to his catalog. Even on his own albums, a lot of his songs are him.
Mm-hmm.
It's rapidy rap all through that. That's the thing about Wale. Everything is rapidy rap. It's never like, I'm going to give you a lot of harmonious. Like, nope, I will never get on that wave. I'm going to give you the spoken word flow on everything. Now, that would be my major rebuttal. Like, it's not even enough catalog of features to make that argument. It's like it's like saying Biggie the best because he got two albums where everybody else got like 6 to 10. No, he ain't the best because he don't. So yeah.
Now if I think about it, it's just that the features that I have heard him on,
he's like, really good at.
Yeah. Because he had it was one when Make Back Music, they came out with when they first started coming out with their compilations and stuff like that.
Have you ever heard the album that Wale did with Seinfeld?
I heard it halfway.
Nope. Listen to that whole album. Yeah. I beg you.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Just let it play.
Cool shit.
I'm gonna sit back and actually try it. It's just like, man, when I listen, don't get me wrong. I give him a try every time he releases. Every time he releases, I've listened to him to try, but it's like he starts me off somewhere and then he goes somewhere, and I'm like,
he might not be your thing, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I got something I'm gonna bring up to the table. I was watching the Drink Championship today. He had a cool ass top. So never thought about it like this, but top 5 rappers that would never be in your top 5.
You looked at the Mad Skills joint, didn't you?
Hold on, what?
Yes, I did.